All right, so all of these cool lights going on behind my monitor that I have behind me here, this is the G1 Pro from Govee. It's an adaptive RGB lighting system for your PC setup, and honestly, it's probably one of the coolest gaming accessories to come out this year. If you're really into RGB lights or you're looking for a budget alternative to something like the Philips Hue system, then you're definitely gonna wanna check this video out. Let's get into it. Out of the box, you get the desktop light bars, a flexible tube RGB strip and mounting brackets, a couple paper mounting templates, orange adhesive squares for calibration purposes, some documentation, alcohol cleaning wipes, a 3.5mm audio adapter, a power cable, and lastly, the G1 Pro camera. The installation process was pretty straightforward, although I should mention that I did have a little bit of trouble getting things set up because I have a curved monitor, which Govee only recommends using a sort of plain flat monitor for this sort of lighting setup. If you are someone who has a curved monitor like myself, you should be able to get this working just fine, although you may need to fiddle with some of the 3M adhesive brackets just a bit. To begin the installation process, simply install the included paper template and attach the 3M brackets into the allocated spaces. For the RGB strip, install the strip into the brackets along the back of your monitor. Both ends should be towards the top center of your monitor if you installed it correctly. Now let's go ahead and install the camera. Similar to a webcam, set your camera on the centermost top point of the monitor, peel off the adhesive backing on the hinge part, and just press down to adhere it to the back of your monitor. Now go ahead and connect the light strip and the desktop light bars into the back of the camera, followed by the camera's power cable, and you should be ready to start calibrating the device. Calibration is done with the help of the orange adhesive cubes and the Govee mobile app. Place the cubes on your screen in this configuration, launch the Govee app, click the plus icon to add a new device, and search for the G1 Pro. Once you select the G1 Pro, follow the on-screen instructions for the calibration process, and you should be good to go. One quick thing though, when you're setting this up with your Wi-Fi network, make sure that you set it up with the 2.4 gigahertz connection instead of the 5 gigahertz because this does not work on the 5 gigahertz frequency. The app has a lot of cool customizable things that you can play with, including a music mode, several different preset scenes, as well as full color customization of the light bars and strip. But the biggest selling point with this thing is, of course, the adaptive RGB lighting. For the adaptive lighting, you basically have two modes. You have movie mode and game mode. Movie mode tends to have a smoother and less abrupt color transition, which is desirable when you're watching either movies or TV shows. Whereas game mode seems to be a little bit more snappy and quick in terms of its color transitions to kind of give you that more immersive feeling in the game. It's also worth mentioning that in game mode, you'll want to select the genre of game you're playing in the app for the most optimum experience. If you want to see a slightly more in-depth demonstration of either the music, movie, or game mode, I'll throw the video up here and I'll throw it in the description down below as well. Now, as far as my personal experience with this thing goes, I gotta say, it's been pretty damn sweet. The responsiveness of the lights are really snappy, and especially when playing games, it just really adds to that extra layer of immersion and kind of being surrounded in that bleeding color. I don't know, there's something about it that just really makes it a lot of fun to kind of game with the lights turned low and you have RGB just kind of going all around you that's kind of synced in with the game that you're playing. I wasn't too shocked by my enjoyment with this, as I also have had the TV setup for a while now, and that's a much more kind of simple RGB setup. And yeah, I think that has been performing excellent as well. If you'd like to see a review on that, be sure to let me know by either leaving a comment or dropping a like. Now, the G1 Pro has a sort of beta feature called, I think it's movie watching in DreamView. At least that's what it says on the app anyway. Basically what that is, if you have another Govee Bluetooth enabled device, you can actually sync that up with the G1 Pro and basically tell the application where that Bluetooth device is in relation to the G1 Pro, and it'll sort of do additional RGB lighting to just give you that even more immersed effect. I kind of wish it worked with other Wi-Fi enabled devices and not just the Bluetooth ones, but yeah, if you have like a Bluetooth RGB strip or something like that, and you have it in a different part of your room, you can sync it up with the G1 Pro and even have further synchronization and further immersion with your RGB lighting. It's pretty darn sweet. I suppose if I have any criticism with the G1 Pro, besides like the kind of minor inconvenience with setting this up with a curved monitor, it does have this feature called sound effect. Basically what that does is it uses either the camera's built-in mic or the included cable that you can connect with your PC audio and have the system be reactive not only from the visuals, but with the audio from either the movie or the game as well. And while that sounds really good on paper, in practice, it just never really worked that well for me. Honestly, I just kind of found that mode to be really annoying because it basically just reacted to every single noise that would happen in the game or on a show that I would watch, and basically caused my whole monitor to just constantly flicker. Even with the softness setting cranked all the way at 100%, it was still very distracting and just really removed me from that cool immersive experience that the adaptive RGB lights gave me. So I just keep that setting off. Maybe it can be fixed in a software update or something, but until then, yeah, I'm just not going to be using the sound effect mode. Also, I guess I should mention, I know that the camera isn't for everyone. I know some people think that having the camera on top of your monitor just doesn't look that good, or maybe you might have a 2-monitor configuration that just doesn't make it possible. I get that. I totally understand the hang up with that. Hopefully Govee can make a solution that just, plugs directly into your computer or something similar to the Hue system. But until then, I think given the significant savings in what you would pay for the G1 Pro versus something like the Philips Hue system, I think it's definitely worth it, and I think the results are excellent, and I personally couldn't be happier with it. All in all, I think the G1 Pro is an awesome game room addition for anyone wanting to add some extra personality and immersion into their PC setup. And if you're looking for picking up something like this for yourself and you're wanting to help out the channel, I'll go ahead and leave Amazon affiliate links in the description down below. And yeah, that about does it for this one. Thank you as always for watching the video and checking out the channel. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this whole adaptive RGB lighting system. Do you think it's kind of overkill, or do you think it's kind of cool? What are your thoughts on RGB in general? I'd love to hear any and all thoughts in the comments down below. As always, whether or not you like this video, let us know by hitting that like or dislike button. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell icon to stay up to date on everything we're doing. Feel free to hit us up on any of our social media platforms, including our Discord community server, all listed in the description down below. And yeah, that's enough rambling out of me. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Blake, and for all things RGB and tech gaming goodness, be sure to subscribe to Digital Cynics. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you next time.